Hi, it's me, Nicole Phoenix Star, and this is the Nick Star podcast. Well. I have been a busy bee of late, which has been amazing to be able to step into each day with so much energy and vitality available to me. And it's almost like crazy to believe that, some months ago, I certainly would not have had the energy available to me that I have these days. And I am just incredibly grateful to have found a way to have nourished myself and to always have balanced hormones and all the things. It really is extraordinary. That's not what I wish to talk about today. I had a chat with an old friend the other day, and I was just sharing with her a little bit about what's been going on of late and all the unfoldings that are happening in my life. And she said to me, "You are so courageous." And I was like taken quite aback because I don't really process the way that I navigate life as courageous, because it just is the way I do it. And I was talking to someone else the other day, and they said to me, "I've been listening to your lovely podcast and you're being very cryptic at the moment about things, and I know you'll share in time, and I most certainly will be sharing in the very near future, the latest Nick Star pivot." But until then, I still have one piece to click in before I am ready to share, but that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. Getting back to the courageous one. And yeah, I went into a whole lot of inquiry around this because, like I said, when I kind of put myself in her position, or, other people's position, I do look courageous. I take bold moves and I am willing to surrender to things that aren't lined up, and there's no safety net, and I have absolutely no control of anything that's going on, and I just absolutely surrender into it. And at times, it is quite confusing because it doesn't seem like things can kind of work out, but they always do. Things always work out, and they always work out in the most unimaginable way, always. And the more you step towards the opportunity, the more things open up every time. And I need to keep my eye on my battery. I have 11%, and I have no time other than now to record this. So here we are. Anyway, it's a completely different operating system when you have what some would call as faith and trust in life implicitly and everything that's happening for you, because nothing's ever happening to you. Life is always happening for you, and especially when things feel squeezy or you have no idea at the time how they're going to work out, or you don't have, the whole picture, and you think you need those ducks lined up, and we're in the event that none of that is actually present, and you still continue to surrender into life and the opportunities that it's presenting you, it looks quite courageous. Over the years, I've had so much practice in, a level of blind faith where I've had these visions or the pull to do something that seems extraordinarily large or impossible or downright strange, and I just keep walking the next step to see where it leads. And sometimes it leads to a completely different outcome, and other times it leads to an outcome far beyond the initial idea. And I guess at first, no, it's been happening my whole life, and I have done very random things. So it was some level of my operating system for many years, but kind of the biggest one that probably set this into an integrated operating system was, when out of my mouth came I'm moving to Bali in 2010. And I did. And it seemed like the most impossible thing that could ever happen. But everything lined up like almost effortlessly, much to my surprise. And I just kept walking towards it, and everything opened up. And it just always does. But if we hold on to the original idea, then it feels like a failure if it doesn't work out. And rather than recognizing that, the path has twists and turns and their random trajectories open up that you never even contemplated along the way. And then you veer down that trajectory. It really does take you to the most extraordinary places. And I'm in another big, giant one of those right now, where I had a vision and I really wasn't keen about it at all. I kept shutting it down, going, but I don't want to do that. And it just kept coming back. And I was like, oh my God. And then all these other things happened. And I was like, there's something going on. And I could feel the stirrings of the ship. It does happen every few years. And there's been some inconceivable things, like, we're going to set you on the path to become a high priestess. What does that even mean? Oh, here's a baby that you didn't plan or anticipate. Oh, here's some teenage kids that you need to provide for. And just pivoting my business massively to be able to finance 2 teenage kids and a baby. And just, all these random pivots in all these parts of my life have been something that I never ever would have sat down and gone, now what's a good idea for me to do next? Because those ideas are so small. No matter how much you think you can sit down and work out a grand dream goal, it's It's never anything like the universe has awaiting you. Never. Ever. And so for me, I don't have to dig deep to find any courage to follow the energy of the opportunity that stirs inside me. It's like, why would I ever consider not to do that? It has always led me to the most unimaginable outcomes. And I have traveled in so many different circles and experienced so many wild things because I look courageous. But what I actually am is just in complete surrender of letting life live through me and being a full participant in every moment and not rejecting any of it and not pushing back. Not anything other than taking the invitation and stepping into the dance and dancing for as long as the dance goes for. And that is why God is a DJ. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was an extraordinary inquiry around being seen as courageous, because I'd never thought to think like that. I know I'm bold. I know I'm brave. But it has always served me so incredibly well. And so I never, ever consider not being bold or brave. And I guess the consequence of that leads to the perception of a courageous one. As opposed to being in fear of change, or being in fear of the unknown, or being in fear of where the ducks are. I was talking the other day and I'm like, there's no ducks in a row. Fuck the ducks. I don't need ducks in any rows. There's so many moving parts and they just keep clicking into each other each step I do. It's interesting, I do talk about the analogy about, life is a dance, and as consciousness experiencing itself as the dance, as the dancer, as the dance floor, as the dance steps, as the music, as the emotion and feeling of the dance. That is consciousness experiencing itself in every single part of it. And when we participate in the dance, that is our experience as consciousness of all the aspects. Being held on a solid foundation, being spun around, being dipped, feeling the vibration of the music running through every cell of our body. The beads of sweat on the forehead. And the joy beaming out of the heart space. And sometimes we dance so hard we fall over and bang into stuff. It's one of my favorite analogies of consciousness experiencing itself, and it's a beautiful metaphor for life. So, a little short one again today, I think. A great inquiry of the courageous one. All right, my love, that is all I have. Thank you so much for listening to the Next Star podcast. Feel free to share with anyone that you may feel will enjoy listening to this podcast or this episode. I so appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day and out of your life to listen to me. I am so, so grateful. Much love. My website is www.nickstar.com, NIKSTARR, which will be updated. I was going to say sometime next month, but definitely by December. All right. I love you. Mwah.